welcome back to the Synthwave Hangout, episode 34. My name is Memory Design.
And I am Woren, and I was busy listening to the rest of that track, dude.
I know, it's a great track. I love this whole Tholos album. I mean, he doesn't miss, like people were saying in the chat, but something about Bayside specifically. It's my favorite song on the album for sure.
Yeah, he doesn't... I don't know. I love him, dude. I really do. I've gotten to know him pretty well over the last year, and just I don't think I've ever had like a bad moment.
Yeah, no, I bring
him or anything.
I bring this up all the time, right? The combo of excellent producer and excellent person. I mean, it costs nothing to be kind to others, as you always say, or you say some form of that, and he is a great example of that. Like so many other people. I mean, so many other people are in the chat are the same way as well. I mean, it's such a cool thing to have that combo of person. But I don't think anyone... my E-sharp joke, I think, fell flat in the chat because I wondered, are people either don't know music or it's like, actually, that's F natural is what you're talking about there?
Yeah,
or
I know like you meant. I just thought it was funny to keep rolling with.
Okay. Got all these producers talking about it, right? They're like,
they're like Googling right now, like
actually,
E-sharp question mark?
Actually. Right. What a stupid thing to say. So yes, as you may have seen on the screen, this is we joked for forever that these shows with no guests are the friendship shows. So I had to put the most iconic friendship ending from Mortal Kombat 2 on
You know what's funny though is, like I said, I didn't even notice it until like I don't even think a couple minutes in. Like I think it was like a couple songs in. But yeah, it got me really good.
Oh no. I need to adjust my mic so everybody settle down. Actually, we don't have, so it's going to creak and stuff. Yeah, we don't have temporal waves.
Oh, people are saying you're quiet?
Oh, am I quiet?
I don't know. Are you quiet?
I don't know. Yeah, let me know if I'm quiet. I was just joking that we don't have...
Stop whispering.
We don't have temporal waves or Daniel in here to yell at us, so we might not know.
That's very true. We don't. They stopped hanging out with us. They're busy.
Right. They're busy doing IRL stuff, I guess. But
I mean, don't blame them.
Yeah, are you proud that you're friends with another adult person that used IRL in a regular statement out loud?
Of course, always.
Oh, okay, good. I was just making sure we were on that same level.
Always proud. Yeah.
God, so
as long as you don't say the word obvi, I'll be okay.
Obvi? Oh yeah. Or have you ever heard anybody say, "What's the sitch"? Did you pass out when I said that?
You know what? Actually, I have, but it's been as a joke. It's always a joke when I hear it, but I have heard somebody say it.
Alex Lightspeed said, "You're as quiet as your drums." Damn. We did.
Well, his drums were fine. It was just. I mean, if we're gonna go right back into the bass joke, we can. But like, I think it was played out.
Yeah. No. I got to come up. I got to submit. I gotta start just making whacked out mixes, right? Just to keep
just have
going.
one thing being really quiet on each one.
This is now my identity, right? You know, like just have the
it's all bass.
Just have the lead so far in the back, but act like I think it's perfect. Like it's so obviously awful. You know,
just get one of those weird like surround sound painting situations and have it twirl in a circle.
Right, exactly.
Just make everybody sick.
Right. Put a what was that called, a barbershop pull phaser or whatever on the entire track, just nonstop the whole time.
You know what though, that makes it sound better. I don't know what you're talking about. I do that on everything. I put a barber pull phaser on everything.
Yeah, but I'm talking at 100%.
That's why everybody loves what I do, right?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, no, it's great to induce vomiting, though. I know many hospitals are
that's
using.
my goal.
Yeah.
That's my goal. I want you to. My music, I want you to have be like an amusement park, with roller coasters.
Yeah, who knew?
Things of that nature.
Who knew that Woren would land? Your financial security would be working with hospitals. Going forward, that is how this turned out to be financially successful for you.
I developed such a sound that they use it in hospitals now.
Right. Let's just keep
That's
this
how I
going.
make my revenue.
Let's keep this going for the rest of the show. This is gonna be the joke, I think. Different things.
Interesting non-factual facts with Woren and Memory Design.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about your. You are going to do the challenge, right? We have established that, and it's going to be in what?
Yeah, I have all the hot
1:30?
dogs in front of me right now.
Yeah, right. Not that challenge. But we're gonna we're gonna be what? 1:30. You're gonna do 1:30, right? Because Craig suggested
1:30 in E sharp.
You need right in E sharp. What key? Dan said F sharp. Are you gonna go with that one?
No, I was just gonna go F because you said E sharp.
Oh, okay. Oh man. So we were talking in the back thing before the show went live that you aren't sure if it's going to be more Windows or more Woren sound. Now, I've heard tons of Windows stuff recently because the album is getting together. How do you think your muscle flexing is with that more synthwave Woren sound nowadays? That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to try. That's a good question.
I recently did something though with Pashang. I just haven't released it yet, but it's a full-on synthwave track, and it's pretty kick-ass.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure that it's like really good sounding before I put it out, but when we put it out, it's gonna do something.
Hype it up.
I'm hyping. Hype.
It's
too good. I'm gonna make it sound so good, and then it finally gets out, and everyone's like, "Really?"
Right. You're like, we got the rolling bass. We got the rolling bass in the Juno brass sound. And everyone's just blown away, right? Like, oh my God, I've never heard this.
Yeah, well, here comes the ARP. Hold on.
Here comes the ARP. Hey, yeah, the joke's on us, though, because that is the most successful sound in the scene.
It really is,
and
yes.
I like it. No, it is. I like it, too, which is a problem for this joke. I love it. I love that sound.
And then...
Right. Yeah. I'm just taking my shoe out of my own mouth.
And the tom's coming, it's like, you know what I mean? And then then it goes right into the track.
Right. And I can't get enough of that sound. I know not everybody's into that, but that was kind of, what I came into listening when I started listening to synthwave. That was the sound that I was pulled towards a lot. So that will forever be one of my favorite sounds. But I will still stand by my joke, though.
Which is?
Just myself. I was a self-deprecating joke, just as myself.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm the joke is what I'm getting at here.
Sorry, I was really trying to derail what you were doing there, and then you were like, "No, you're dumb.
You're
like, oh, okay, gotcha."
Right, show's been going on for 4 minutes. It's already just falling apart. Everything is.
No, it's just so funny because I tried to set you up to make a joke on you, and then you're like, no, you're just stupid, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Oh yeah, Gemini 88 said I love a good ARP. I'm right there with you. Right.
Same.
Insulting everybody now, Woren.
I am. I'm making everybody upset right now. It's like, I love my ARP. How dare you?
You got to make some big public statement, like any synthwave producer that doesn't use analog drums is trash, or something that is just alienate you from the whole.
Right. You use loops. I don't like it.
Right. If you make it a MIDI and then you copy and paste it to extend it, that is unacceptable to me.
And you're just doing exactly what I would do.
Right. You have that's 2 cracks in my voice in the last 5 minutes. Man, this is.
I mean, it's okay, buddy. I mean, you know what? We all get through it in the same different way.
I am finally going through puberty, so that is something.
Yeah, it's finally happening for you, and I'm so proud of you, dude.
I know you've been instrumental in helping me. Get over that line with your support and friendship.
Yeah. I kept saying, if you keep thinking you'll never get through puberty, then you'll never actually hit puberty. I'm like, and I kept saying it's all in your head. And then once he finally let it go, he was just talking like that.
Right. Man, and it happened again. I don't know what's going on. So much. Yeah, I can't wait till my voice gets deep. That's going to be the next thing.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah, that's one day. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Old
so I'm happy that it's just the two of us. Nothing against having a guest, but I particularly enjoy doing the show with just the two of us a lot. I don't know why.
No, this is how we started before, we decided to do guests and everything. So whenever we do a friendship show or whatever we want to call it, it has a special, enjoyment for me as well. Plus, there's a lot less prep, right? Like Woren and I rolled in real late this morning. 5 minutes before the show.
It was 5 minutes before the show. We finally made the call, and they're like,
what's going on?
I'm here. The kids have been home, and it has been non-stop.
It's just you get on, and it's just endless complaining. It's all it is.
No, actually, they're still sleeping because they were up really late last night, and I am extremely thankful for that because right now they'd be like, "Dad, can we have popsicles?" And I'm like, "No, walk away from me now."
I'm on my show. I'm on my Synthwave live stream show. Right. Yeah, I'm always wondering.
Do you know who I am?
I'm always wondering what my daughter tells other kids at school. It's like, "What's your dad doing today?" And it's like, "Well, he's doing a Synthwave live stream show."
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I always wonder about that too because Amelia will tell strangers. She'll be like, "Dad, my dad's a musician." I'm like, "Thanks, honey."
Right. And then one of the dads is always like,
"Who are you?" I'm like, "Nobody. Don't worry about it."
Right. The other dad is like, "I am too," and you like find out that he's playing like big concerts. He's opening for like.
Happened more times than you actually do.
Right.
You're making a joke, but that has actually happened to me like 4 times.
Really?
Where like, I'll meet another dad, and then I'll be like, Amelia will be like, "My dad's a musician," and I'm like, thanks. And they're like, "Yeah, me too." And they're like, "Yeah, I've been playing piano for like 13 years, and I play for like all these different things." So I'm like, "Cool."
Right. You find out.
What do you do? I'm like, "I make noises."
Right. It's like, yeah, those studio sessions I had with BB King back in the day really helped me learn more. And you're like,
always like some very accomplished musician
cool.
and what they do for a living, and I'm just like, I sit in my basement and I make bleep loops.
Right. Oh, you check out his studio. It's like this oak room. That is all these like microphones to measure the room area for like.
He's got like a Zen fountain in there.
He's got like the airlock in between the room, and you're like, check out my basement. The laundry machine here is what absorbs my bass frequency energy.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like I said, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm always envious of everybody's setup as well. By the way, I don't know if you ever have that happen to you where you see somebody's studio and you're like,
oh yeah.
Like,
well,
why can't then?
I'm kind of like that, but what I do is I'm very I investigate these setups whenever people post them, right? I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could do that, or like I try to get ideas from it. So I guess maybe I'm more proactive than jealous about it. But I always have this fantasy I'm redoing my whole studio someday, which will happen. Mark my words, it will happen.
Yeah, right, will happen. Like we'll be like 70, be like, I finally did it.
Right, I did it.
I did it. Did you see it?
And everything's all out of date, and all the technology has changed. I'm like,
yeah. Like we're still on the same computers right now that we were on. Right, like we're 70. Like
exactly.
I did it, and it only took me 30 years.
Right. It's almost at 1:30, so let's move on to the next block, so you can start getting to work.
No, let's just chat, dude.
No,
that's fine. Nobody wants to listen to music anyways. They just want to hear us talk.
I only have so much I can take. Before I'm gonna freak out, I think.
You sound like my wife now.
Right. Well, I'm trying to poke you and make you rage, right?
Well, that's not hard. And
I'm talking to you, and I'm like, and why isn't the bathroom cleaner? I just like throw it in or something like that. And you're like, oh.
Oh, I noticed that there was trash on the floor in the back corner where you couldn't see things.
But I've left the trash there, and then I get mad at you about. Man, now I really am getting you going, aren't I?
That'd be so funny if my wife or somebody actually did that, where they were like, hey, and they just like chucked some trash in the back corner. Like, why is there trash over there?
Yeah, why is there trash in there? What do you do all day? And you're
what are you doing? You're just making bleep loops in the basement? What are you doing?
Bleep loops? They're womp womps. God.
I do a little bit of ding dats as well.
Right. All right, this song is about to end, so we're going to move on. Our background music.
Right. I love you.
All right, I'll tell you, good luck with your track, and I hope it comes easily. This next one up is the newest from Von Kaiser called Spin Me Wild.
Spin me wild or spin me free, round and round for all to see. A dizzy dance, a sweet ballet. Take the night and spin away. Shake the ground under my feet. Feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Chase the spark, don't let it hide. Catch the fire deep inside. Spin me wild, spin me wide. Ride the wave, don't break the tide. Over and over, let it flow. Spin me wild, don't let go. Spin me wild.
And we're back. How's the track going there, Woren?
Terribly.
Is it?
This is a terrible idea. Whose idea was it?
Right. You never know, right? One day we got to figure out how I can do this too, because I really want to do it, but the problem is somebody else would have to run the show. You know, and
yeah, somebody else.
No,
sure.
I don't know. I mean, I could teach you how to do it. I don't know if you'd want to, or we could have.
Yeah, I would
somebody else
totally do it for you. Yeah, dude. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we'd have to figure something out.
Bro, I totally.
Yeah, I mean, it is a annoying thing to do to run stuff and have so much stuff going on. But I mean, you could do it. It's just we'd have to.
It's about the same as trying to do the challenge.
Yeah, right. And that's true. I mean, if you can do the challenge, then this is going to be a cakewalk for you. I mean, setting all this stuff.
Well,
up.
no, I don't think. I'm just saying. Like, I imagine it's like the same level of like daunting, like feeling. You get like it's very daunting. Like you
Right.
go to take on the task. You're like, like
Yes, for
this
sure.
is for real now.
Right. You just start, and all of a sudden you forget how to do music. Right? You're like, what is this? What is
That's,
it?
no, essentially what happens every time I try to, like, I was like,
right.
like,
I like when Pashang was on. He's like, yeah, guys, so I've just got loops, and I'm just going to do everything I can and just, cheat in every way possible to, like, get this going.
Yeah, the way you got it.
And I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome. Do whatever you need to do. But people have come in and done this challenge all sorts of different ways. Some people like have stuff set up. Some people seem to be totally going in stone cold. Either way, though, it's always fascinating. And we are going to have. I was thinking maybe on our 50th show is probably going to be in November, if my math is right. Does that seem right? So we have 16 more shows.
That's about right.
Up until
because week 52 obviously would be 1 year. Or show number 52.
Yeah. But we didn't start like at the beginning of the year. You know what I'm saying?
No, we didn't. No.
But
I don't remember exactly when, but I want to say it was right when the kids started back up at school after Labor Day, maybe.
But yeah, we can look into it. But we need to talk about how we're going to do this, because I would love to do like the, video chat madness show, if people are willing to do that, where there's like everybody who's done a challenge, we somehow get them all on to re-listen to everything and just have like a totally unenjoyable time for the audience with everyone talking over each other.
Like, see where the track's at now.
Right. And
like a Where Are They Now on VH1 or something, where they used to do that back in the day.
Right. Oh, Alex was saying maybe he could run it. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah,
that is interesting.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, well, maybe we'll talk about that, because it would be fun for me to do this at one point during the year. And now I'll totally regret this. I'm already anxious enough, right, when the show gets going.
Oh, for sure. And no, it is very nerve-wracking.
And then all of a sudden I'm going to be like, how do you music? What is this?
How funny would it be if the time that Alex did the show would be like the one time that I came over to visit, right? And then like we were both like trying to write a track in your basement or whatever, studio, wherever it's at.
Right. It's like, all right, I did all the keyboards, I did the drums, I did all the stuff. Warren did the triangle, and he did the vibra slap. And
you just hear it like in the background, like
and
going
it's
nuts.
Just terrible, right? It's just like
just going crazy.
You're all like sweaty after. You're like, how did it work? Did it turn out good?
Man, I was really feeling it.
Right, you're like really into it, and I have to have like a really challenging conversation with you about how I'm kicking you out of the band right after.
Yeah, like this just
air.
wasn't. This wasn't the time for this.
Right.
And, I've been meaning to talk to you, but.
Right. And you find out later, I just had a good friend killed by a triangle, like right after.
Oh wow.
Or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
heavy, dude.
Right.
That's heavy.
It just goes all dark.
Poor guy. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes those triangles, they if you get them and you ring them a certain way,
yep.
They shatter, and then
right.
You get shrapnel.
Right. People don't realize how many accidents a year happen with the triangle. So
Joey caught one in the eye, and what can we do about it?
That's right. Man, these
shattered.
You never know what to expect when there's no guest on the show, right? Think about some random person coming in and being like, oh, I like music discussions. And it's just like Joey caught one in the eye when the triangle exploded.
Man, that's going to be the name of one of our future bands is Shattered Triangles.
Shattered Triangles, right? No,
Shattered Triangles.
You could make that. That is vaguely connected.
That's going to be one of our vaporwave tracks.
Right.
Actually, there we go.
But with triangles being kind of
writing that down now. Shattered Triangles.
Triangles being like a motif, kind of the imagery of synthwave. That would be.
We could make it a metal song
acceptable.
And call it Triangle Shrapnel.
Terrible. That is an awful idea.
I love it.
That's
a great idea.
You are off the show. So.
All right. Well, it's been fun.
It's been a fun run.
It's been real and it's been fun, but I can't say it's been real fun. You know what I
mean? Right. And won't Craig be surprised when he finds out he's the new co-host at like whatever time it is, 1 a.m. or whatever, where he is. What do you? Let's change topics. I know you really wanted to go on this triangle thing for a long time, but that's. I'm curious. What are you willing to talk about the Windows project at all? I don't know what you're willing to share or whatever.
No, I'm always willing to talk about it.
I'm very excited for it.
It's a very slow moving train wreck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I'm very excited. I'm very excited about it because I've heard a lot of stuff, and I've heard, I think, I don't know what, 40 tracks or whatever over the last year, and the ones that you focused on for this album, I think, are going to land extremely well, and I'm very much looking forward to how this is going to play out. But you're doing.
I love that you hype me up so well, and I appreciate that, because like if you were to ask me how I thought things were going, I'd be like,
Dude, it is the easiest thing to do because I really like it. It's hard to hype up, somebody you're just trying to support or whatever, but like, I love this stuff. So I'm very much looking forward for everybody to hear this.
Yeah, I'm stoked, dude. I got a couple collaborations in the works right now that are almost finished. Gamma kind of already jumped ahead of the gun there and posted some of it, but I'm doing something with Gamma Flow and I'm doing something with Chill Collins.
Yeah.
Those are in the works. I have a few others, but they're not like the progress isn't there yet, so I'll announce them as they go.
So you're going to be doing a few singles, right, before the album now? Is that the?
Yeah, the idea is that both with Woren and Windows, I'm not really like well known, and I don't really have like much of an audience, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see if maybe we can get those numbers up just a little bit higher before we start, knocking them out there and put out the album and stuff. Just that way it gets a little bit more ears on it.
Yeah, I think it's going to land well with all groups, like with synthwave, chillwave, and vaporwave people that like that kind of sound.
Thank you, Robin, by the way.
I think it's going to be excellent. Oh, that was nice. That's nice of Robin to say.
Yeah,
I agree. That is a great track.
I like that track. That track was a lot of fun to make, and on top of it, it was very challenging because of I'm notoriously not amazing with transitions in songs, at least to myself. And I whenever it comes to transitions, like between like breakdown or breakdown back into something, it's always, maybe I just overthink it. I don't know, but like I basically,
you totally do.
That's the hardest part for me, in my opinion, when I'm writing things, is like, okay, how do I tie these parts in well enough to where it feels natural, and then it's not like forced.
Yeah.
So it's like with that track in particular, though, the transitions in that track, I nailed it. I was so proud of myself. Like that track is hands down one of my favorite tracks that I made.
Yes, and you've made an impossible name to spell, which I always appreciate for doing a show like this as well.
Love it. No problem. Yeah, I basically, I'm very big on like the Mobius loop of things of life. Everything kind of just, comes back around again, and things looping, and I don't know, it just felt right. I don't know. And so I just was like, I'm going to look up, see what Mobius loop is in Latin, and then boom, there you go.
Interesting.
I didn't actually know that prior to it. I'm not that smart.
Oh! I thought that was from your Italian heritage or something that you had this as like a thing. You just searched it.
I churched it up. Oh yeah,
you went to ChatGPT and said, "What's a cool name that sounds nice?" And it came up with this. Is what you're saying?
It was like, how about neon?
Right. Yeah. Who were we joking about this with before?
Wow, so original.
I was talking to somebody about this before. where it's like, if you do Chat GPT to try to describe a song, maybe I was talking with Eric Powell about this, it always comes up with like neon sunscapes, with crystal
there you
palm
are
trees
in
or
the
something.
dirty streets in the neon, bathed in neon sunlight or something like
It's
that. And you're
the
like,
same.
oh, okay.
It's the same.
It's
every
very
time.
on the nose.
It's very right. Every time it gives you the same kind of description in the most generic way. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's very on the nose. It's like you ever typed in like okay, so I do a lot of things for fun with Chat GPT, mostly and I haven't done it in a while, do you actually? But I haven't made like a song to mess with you for a while. But it's really fun sometimes when you go to type in like what lyrics it'll want for like a synthwave song or something.
Yeah.
And that's how I know if you ever listen to a track. And I'm not naming names or anything. I'm just saying you can always tell when somebody Chat GPT lyrics.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it comes up with a lot of the same things.
It's very right. Yeah. It's very obvious because it's like the same lyrics.
Right.
Just like rinse and repeat. It's like they'll just like reorganize them. So.
Right. Yeah, and ChatGPT pulls from all over the internet, right? And so that had to come from somewhere, that training, I'm assuming. So
I mean, it's a bunch of people going neons, cityscape, neon sunset.
Right, exactly.
That's why it's like you can always see like in the AI pics, like you know what I mean. Like it's always like the most ultra neon things happening on there.
Yeah. Oh, and Sam just said pulsating synths. I forgot about that one.
Pulsating synths, right? Yeah,
that is another classic description. And I'm joking about this, but if I see a write-up like that, I don't care. I'm not like, I don't look down on that kind of thing. Just for clarity here, but
I don't either, man. You know what? I think that as long as you yourself are making the song, if you use something to help you, go for it. I don't care. I don't personally do it. I don't recommend it, but like I definitely don't judge.
Yeah, I would totally do it if it didn't do these kind of results, because I hate write-ups. It's so like describing your own stuff or describing who you are. Like, and I don't
like that either.
I just realized,
like, who are you? I'm like the guy.
I've like every artist, I'm checking my like stats and stuff. I just realized that after all this time, I never wrote up a description for Spotify. So if you go to my Spotify page, it's just my image, and then that's it. There's no write-up at all.
I don't think I have something either. I think mine is literally just like a dude that makes music to vibe to or something like that. I don't even remember
mine's
what I
blank,
wrote. I know it's very
That's
plain.
so wild. So I got to add something to it. I'll put pulsating synths.
Don't change.
I'll just do pulsating synths in there. And then
pulsating synths would be it's very accurate. There you go.
Right, the only thing, like pulsating synths and a neon glowscape, and that's what I'll put in.
I thought about changing mine to I make noises.
I make noises. Oh, you got to use a Z though in noises for extra coolness.
Yeah, I got to be edgy.
Right.
Yeah, I got to do real edgelord stuff here.
Right. So somebody will see that and then be like, I also like this guy. Right. And they'll be very into you because of how cool you are.
Well, being cool is one of those things that just, happens inherently. You know what I mean? You're just, sometimes you're cool and sometimes you're not. And I'm not. And that's fine. You know what I mean?
I think you're cool.
I appreciate
There we go.
that.
That's why it's the friendship
It's
show.
actually quite warm in my house right now. But
all right. Hey, we have a premiere up, a sneak peek premiere that we got from Nicholas Rickson, by the way.
Ooh.
That's coming up.
By the way,
in this next
I just want to
thing.
say, Russell Nash, I love you, buddy.
Oh, is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I love you.
Nice to see you here.
But yeah, I love all of you guys. I'm sorry, I should say more names. I feel like we're terrible about calling people out. We'll say things once in a while, and we do appreciate everybody being here, because otherwise it would just be Dave and I just talking to each other, which is fine. We do that too. But this is also a lot of fun.
Right. We have the next block we have up is another Friends block, and then we got some more RetroSynth stuff coming on after that. So I'm gonna let you get back to your song here, because we're at the top of the hour almost. But
I'm doing that. Yep.
So
I'm totally doing it.
So good luck. I can't wait for the already finished half track that you made like 2 years ago to come out.
Like 5 seconds, and it's gonna be me fumbling on the keyboard. There you go.
Right. So
that's what you get.
Sounds like sounds like a cat walking across the keyboard.
Don't give away my secrets.
Oh, dude. Sorry. That is the key.
Yeah. I only own this cat just for that reason.
right. So, all right, I'm going to move on.
My muse, man.
I'm going to move on to the block here. This first one is a sneak peek to Nick Rickson's next upcoming song, which I like a lot. So this is called Heart on the Line, and we'll see everyone after this block. love when they do the when songs end and then they do like the tape eject sound or the super long 80s fade out is always something I really enjoy as well. So yeah,
I like the tape stops.
Yeah, the tape stop. That's excellent. I love when people do that. I know it's kind of a meme or whatever you'd say, but like every time I'm like, oh, awesome. I don't know. I love it. But so how's it going over there?
Don't ask me.
Are you do you have
I'm in my own hell right now. Don't mind me. Don't
collection of sweat rags next to you, and you're like,
yeah, just flop sweat.
You're like freaking out. Look at your hands. It's all thumbs. You know, and you're
right.
like, oh,
just bugs crawling all over me.
Right. Just in some like fever dream trying to get this going. Oh man.
Oh, it's going okay. I'm just trying to find the little groove that I'm trying to find. We'll see.
Right. Just hitting up Suno
real
quick. Just saying.
Don't get your hopes up.
So you're hitting up Suno and doing pulsating beats. Is that what you're typing in?
Of course.
And then generating something. Remember that? What
Isn't
was
that the way?
Remember that joke where it was like, we got to have somebody come in and just like talk about how hard it's been the whole time, and then they just produce the most generic Suno track ever. And then they're like, I made this for real.
Yeah, I made this. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm a very accomplished producer.
I'm very accomplished. I put way too much saturation on everything. Right? I love it. Yeah, so those, again, to Nick, thanks for letting us preview that. I think that's an excellent track. The Heart on the Line track. Very cool.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
So I love when people give us a little, early previews or, like when a guest comes on and they're like, yeah, this isn't coming out for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh, amazing. Like it's so cool to hear some of that early access stuff. And it's always so good too, which is angering and exciting at the same time. I think a show like
feels
this
so special.
Right. That's the show would be a lot easier to do if you weren't also a producer, right? If you were just like a fan of the genre, because you listen to all these amazing artists that we have on here and like all these people we have in the chat and everything. It's, and you're just so, there's so much that you can like learn from these people and ideas you can get and improve your own sound, or that's how I think of it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally prefer everybody to be very helpful with each other, and and a lot of people are. A lot of people are very helpful, and a lot of people go out of their way to help you, like make small little critiques to your track or whatever. I've been fortunate enough to have been surrounded by enough people to give me good advice.
Yeah.
Over the past year, like Alex is a great source of information
Big
for
time.
me. Tholos, big shout out to him because he's helped me a lot. Eric C. Powell, you've given me a lot of advice over the last year.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Alex,
Alex
has helped me a lot. The joke is that my drums are too quiet and my bass is too quiet, but it's absolutely true. And like my
sometimes,
whole
I wouldn't even say. I think sometimes it depends on what you're going for. Honestly,
no,
like
drums for sure. And he pointed out something that is absolutely not on every song, but I would say the majority of songs, like my thinking has changed, and I use the knowledge.
Maybe like the lack of musicianship was the thing that you're
right.
missing. You know what I mean?
No, you always mix up musicianship and the word skill. You always
that is
right.
what
you always do. No, but so when I made that Nick Rickson remix song, I put in a lot of the advice that he had given me, and it's one of the better mix songs I think I've done. So big shout out to Alex for that helping me. It's true. Like sometimes you gotta hear it straight, and then you can really get a different perspective.
And Gemini, none of us really know what the hell we're doing. A lot of people act like they know what they're doing, and it's just a lot of smart talk from people.
No, that's absolutely false. A lot of people know. A lot of people know what they're doing in the best way, though. A lot of people make songs that I'm just like blown away.
Yeah, but there's literally always room to learn. There's always something new you're going to pick up. Yeah. There's always going to be the next new thing or whatever. So I mean, really, even if people do know what they're doing, it's still, I don't know. I think most of it's like you just get lucky sometimes. You find something that sounds good. You did something clever and it worked out, and then you hope that nobody else did it recently, and then there you go.
Oh, and I don't know if you saw Gemini 88 was saying that he's like, oh, if you, I know a vocalist, by the way, and he is a fantastic vocalist if you're ever looking for something.
I agree. Yeah, no, I totally. And listen, I am down to work with whoever. Dave is an excellent producer.
No.
Don't let him ever tell you he's not.
No.
And if you ever need a track that sounds like crap, you go right to him.
That's right.
I have to censor myself sometimes when I'm talking because you know me, I'm very off the cuffs a lot of the time.
My greatest skill is I'll produce a track for you to play before your track plays. Right.
There you go. Yeah. Right. He's the great lead up.
Right. Right. My biggest skill is lead up, but so good that so just keep that in mind. If you're looking for someone.
Woren, whatever, you know what I'm saying? We can make a band. I don't care. I am all down for anything.
Right.
I'm working with Nick as well, and I absolutely love Nick, by the way. Nick, if you're there, I love you.
And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, and no, I was just gonna say I've worked with a handful of people. I'm also working with Michael, and we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, it's one of those things where it's like I just want to make music and have fun doing it, and make the best that I can make, and hopefully inspire other people to do great things as well. So, you know, that's just kind of what like the whole ride has been, is just me trying to, I say this all the time, I guess, so get out your bingo cards. I am just trying to pay it forward. Honestly, like I've been paying it forward, I feel like for the last year, because I can't catch up on all the kindness and the support and all the cool things people have done for me, with me, to me. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I feel the same way. I've talked about this before, so we don't need to go over it again. But it is very, very cool. And I appreciate how you just said the name Michael. Like that could be so many different people in that scene.
Yes, like, I wanted to be that way. I wanted to be
working with Michael. Which one?
Very mysterious.
Right. You'll never know until you buy the album. You can't. Right. The name's all like encoded with like symbols until you purchase, and then you find out
the song is just named Michael.
Right. And then you find out it's like Michael like Smith or something, and no one's ever heard of him.
Nobody's ever heard of him. Some guy I found. He was a homeless dude I found in Detroit.
Right. He hit one key on the keyboard, and now it's like featuring Michael Smith.
He did that. If it wasn't for that one note.
Right. If that note made the whole song, is what you're saying.
Yeah. What inspired it.
Oh my God. Let's.
Sorry.
No. I'm just looking at the time here. I want to. One thing I want to do near the end is if some people that are in the chat, if you're still in the chat near the end, I want to play some people in here that aren't on the list. But it's a lot of it's going to depend on time. So unless you've got something else, let's move on to our next block, and then we can come back after that. Maybe throw some people on that are in the chat.
Well, yeah, don't throw them. Just play them.
All right, you're okay.
I'm just saying we don't want anyone to get hurt here.
All right, all right. Let's. Okay.
I can't help it. Okay, it's like when my wife says she's running to the store. I'm like, don't do that. Take the car.
Right. Yes, very large dad energy with
I've been that way since I was a kid. I think I've been mentally prepared to be a father for at least joking wise.
You say that, and then you like look with like that,
you get it?
Get the joke?
Get it?
Right?
It's like I never really liked mustaches, but then it grew on me.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll write that down, and I'll say it in front of my daughter when her friends are over. That's
perfect.
A great
That's
idea.
The best time to do it. Yeah.
I've heard from you the best audience is when your kids have friends around that they want to be cool in front of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because specifically when I go to pick up my daughter from school, is I give her really big hugs and kisses and tell her how much I love her very loudly.
Right. And talk about, remember when you were in diapers and stuff like that?
Yeah. I've been holding you for so long.
Right. Remember when you threw up on me?
Never let go.
All right.
Remember you used to eat your boogers?
Right.
Remember that?
Last week? Right,
yeah.
Just whatever.
Wink. Used to?
Right. Used to? I'm doing that thing you told me to do where I don't divulge stuff that is like embarrassing, remember? Just talk about that in
remember
front
you
of
said
all
you didn't
the
want me
crew.
to embarrass you ever again? No problem.
Okay, well, let's move on then, and you can get back to your thing. And I try to take it until I see the numbers just dropping off. So
Right. As soon as somebody leaves, Dave's like, music. Here we go. Bye.
Right. Well, when it's double digits dropping off when we're talking about dad stuff. No, I'm just joking. That never happened. So, all right. We got one coming up from Nacho Wave, and followed by Late Night Hour, and then the new Perfect Female Type. So here we go, and I'll see you after this block. And we're back. Sorry for not being in the chat a lot. I was putting together some lists. I'm trying to grab some songs if I have them from people in the chat here. So we've got a couple 4-song blocks coming up after this, and it will give Woren a little bit more time to work on his track. How is that going at this point?
It's awful. Honestly, it's the worst right now. I'm like, I hate every moment of this. I wish I was kidding as well right now, because it is like, I don't know what's happening to me right now. It'll happen. Trust me. I'm working.
Right. Sure. Well,
I'm making plenty of noises.
Right. Yeah. So, are you okay going over a little bit?
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, time-wise? Okay, yeah, because I want to make sure to get these tracks in. Yeah, that's this thing, is a lot of these, or this whole show is run off of Winamp. So if I don't have the MP3, I can't play the song, but luckily as people know, I grab a lot of music, so I got one at least from everybody who's been in the chat recently, and then we can hear those out.
Hell yeah!
And it's something fun. I'd like to do this during our friendship shows, right? Because we can give back to the people that come regularly and all these kind of stuff, and especially if they're here all the time, which a lot of these people are. I appreciate them a lot for that. I know I'm gonna miss somebody, so if you don't hear yourself, let me know. So how are you feeling about stuff? What do you want to do? We got about half hour until we're supposed to end.
Nope.
We could move on to like the people in the chat stuff, or we could
yeah, we should move on for sure, dude.
You want to get back to this?
Yeah, just because I'm right now I'm sitting here with I've already scrapped it like 3 times, so it's like I'm not happy with anything, but I'm really trying.
Yeah, that's okay. And I think around noon, the president of Sony is going to be on with us too to hear the track.
Fine.
So
yep, totally fine.
I told him it was your one shot. So yeah, but that's okay. No pressure.
Makes sense.
No pressure on that one.
Of all the days.
Right, of all the days. Oh my god. All right, well, I'll try to grab links as these songs are playing. I won't have the fancy now playing setup, but yeah, at least we can, like I said, we can hear some of our tracks. And if you do like these, definitely go pick them up, because as an artist myself, I know I know how much when you talk to somebody who's not who's not a musician, and they're like, well, it's only like $1 to buy the track, why do you care? And I'm like, I don't know, it feels different when somebody pays money to buy your track. Like, to me anyways, it feels very good. So
that means they went out of their way
to
do it. Yeah,
for sure. So definitely hit people up and spend a little bit of money on people that you like to show your support. So all right, well, yes, good luck getting back to this. I've got to go.
Thanks, buddy.
I got to go meet him at the airport. In a
that's
little
fine.
bit.
Yep,
so
no big deal.
No pressure.
No big...
So all right, yeah. So
gonna fail terribly, crash and burn. Yep.
We got 4 songs coming up from folks in the chat, and the first one we're gonna play is a song by Gemini 88.
In my She's a scene queen. She got some killer ink. But when she sees me, well, what if anything does she think? See, her eyes are black holes, and they're pulling me in. But it's a story that I well know. It's a scene that we've already been in. No, not again. No, not again. She's a scene queen. She's a scene queen. She's a scene queen. She's a scene queen. And she's a bad girl when she's keeping up appearances, yeah. In a polarized world, you can't see it through the lenses, but her eyes are ice cold. And I don't want her 'cause the games get a little old, but she's pulling me in. And I'm a goner as her drug takes a good hold. It's a place that we've already been in. No, not again. No, not again. She's a scene queen. She's a scene queen. She's a scene queen. Well, she's a scene queen. Oh, yeah. Scene queen. She's a scene queen. clouds dance on a pastel sky as I drift right back to that place. And all I have to do is close my eyes to disappear without a trace. To golden days and back to limelight nights. There was enchantment in the air. Can't turn back the clock, try as I might. It came and went, it wasn't fair.
Oof, excellent last track. I mean, all of them are excellent as well, but I really, I don't know, something about that song I've really connected with on this album that Alex has, and available on vinyl, by the way. So get that before it's sold out. So what's the update, Woren, on everything?
Don't talk to me.
Right. It's just like a background sound of like a medieval castle with like fire burning.
Oh my gosh, it is
clanging.
literally. I'm in like the worst hell right now. I feel like because I am trying so damn hard to get this track to like work, and there's been like a million distractions. So I'm trying my best.
We got another 4-block track of people in the chat here, and then it might be time to you know what, or get off the pot. I think you can make that.
Yep. I think so. We'll see. All I know is that I've been asked 5 times now if they can have a popsicle, and I said no.
All right. Well, at least you have the name of the track. Can I have a popsicle?
Exactly.
That's the joke. Sorry. I was sitting here.
Right. It's
like
just chaos. Me screaming.
I was sitting here like that. What's his name? Jack Nicholson meme of nodding. You know what I mean? Like, get it? You know what I'm saying? You got it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just like last week with Alex with the Grape Nuts song. I love that
amazing.
name. That was amazing.
I loved it.
Yeah, Rising Field was asking if you're working on a track, and yes, he is. He's decided.
Yes, and I'm stressed out.
Right. He, at the beginning of the show, was like, maybe I should just do the challenge today for fun because I'm here. And I was like, okay, if you want to. And then we went back and forth on it. And he's like, you don't feeling real, what would you say, awake today or whatever? And now.
Yeah, I was like, I'm awake. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good. I think I could do this. And then I started and I was like,
You could just be sitting there like other shows, feet up on the desk, listening, chatting away.
right. Could just playing a video game or something.
Right, doing anything else, but all right. Well, let's move on then. We'll do the second 4-block, and then we can check out what you've come up with. If that sounds okay.
It's not okay, but that's fine. Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. We've got 4 more here. My God, I really went back in the chat, tried to see everyone here. If I missed you, I'm sorry, and we'll hit you up next time for sure. But this first one we got up is by our very own April O'Neil, and we'll see you after this.
This is your captain speaking. We've been cleared for departure.
At this time, I'm going to ask you to fasten your seatbelts.
right, we are back. Yes, that was the vibe block, as I named it, on the spot while I was listening to it. So,
Hell yeah.
we have so many people in the chat that every so often, I mean, when people have a new thing that comes out, I'll tend to grab it, so I can play it. But it's fun to play stuff again, or play stuff for people we don't regularly play stuff for, like old, that kind of thing. So it's always a lot of fun. But that aside, where are we at? Are we ready for the premiere?
I'm about to bounce it over. Yeah, it sounds like crap. I'm sorry, everybody, but
yes, we're all here. We have our judging tablets ready.
You should be judging.
Right. We got Craig over there holding the the cards 0 to 10 or whatever. Right? Holding them up. If Craig doesn't say it's a ripper track, you know that it's total garbage.
It's not.
Right?
I'm not super proud of this one right now. I don't know. I'm not happy with it, but I'm gonna let it rip anyway.
Craig says tip top track, and you're just feel bad for the rest of the day. You're like, I should have said ripper track. Yeah, I'm joking with Craig all the time. I'm like, teach me Australian. Teach me. So if I ever come down, people will be like, oh, he's obviously from here. Or he has some relation, right?
Less judgmental, right?
Right. So he's taught me a few Australian slang, some of which I can't say on here. But it is, it's really funny to me now. Because we talk in chats all the time, as you know. So now it's just nonsense back and forth, worse than it was even before. So do you want to bounce it out, listen to it, and come back? Or do you want to make this the first track to play us out? Because we got...
the first track to play it out.
Okay,
that's fine. Just because I got to bounce it over still, it's going to take a moment.
All right. Well, I'll still. I mean, what I'm saying is that I'll. Sometimes we'll play the track and then we'll come back and talk about it. But if you want, we'll just listen to it and then it'll go on to the next two songs and then we'll end. So we'll say goodbye after you send it over.
All right.
Yeah, we like to do on-air discussion so everybody can be involved in this. So
excellent.
Did you resolve that tax problem we were talking about earlier? Just start talking about all sorts of personal stuff while you're bouncing it down. Are you bouncing it down on a 486? What is happening?
I'm trying to bounce it over. I'm just trying to put the little final touches or whatever on it so it doesn't sound like complete and utter trash.
There's no touches. It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Just take the actual track, put the limiter on 10, and just a huge, high shelf, and just send it over. Let's ruin everyone's ears.
Yep, everybody be prepared. That's all I gotta say.
Got 10 decibels of gain reduction going on the master. You're like, hell yeah, this is the sweet spot that you want to be.
Oh, buddy, I'm you know me that I'm just one of those people that things either hit or they don't with me, and I'm I'm just trying to find the vibe on this, and it's just it just wasn't there.
Shit, we could pull a thing where we just don't play it for people, and we just move on. And then I'm just saying, just to disappoint everyone, right? I don't want to play it. Let's just not do it.
No, it's part of the challenge, right? You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Right. No, I hear you. Send me over a Rising Field song or something. Be like, what do you think of this? Be like, I saw what you did there.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, I'm also gonna play. I'm gonna play my remix from after yours. I'll play my remix from the new Bending Grid thing that just came out with the safety word, the universe within.
Oh yeah, dude.
And then I hardly ever play myself on here, as you know, so I have to put it.
Hey, Eric's here. Hey, Eric.
I have to put it at the end. Oh, what's up, Eric? Eric will hear that announcement that I just said about 30 seconds from now.
Perfect.
Wouldn't it be funny if we said hi to somebody in the chat and then some catastrophic event happened within those 30 seconds?
They just
and everyone doesn't realize yet. It's just like
a hi and then end the show.
Right. Oh, Eric's here. Oh man, get ready for this. Stop stream. Right or something.
I used to love doing that to people on the phone. I would always be like, hey, there's this joke. And I'd be like, this guy walks into a bar, and then he says to the bartender, and then I would hang up the phone.
Just hang up the phone. Yeah, you seem real fun to be friends with when you're younger, right? Be like,
yeah, I'm hilarious. We're gonna say,
He's the funny one in the group. Okay,
It's like I love it when he calls me fat. It's great.
right. Really think it's funny? Oh, it's been sitting here. Did you just put this here?
I just did, yeah.
What's it called?
It's supposed to say crunch, but I spelled it wrong because I was in a hurry.
Oh, okay.
So you could respell it if you'd like.
Yeah, give me 1 second then. All right, so go ahead and tell a huge story while I do this.
All right, so huge story. There we go. I did it.
You told it.
I did it.
How do you want me to title this?
Just name it Crunch. I don't care.
No,
That's
no.
what I was going to name it.
As the artist.
Oh, just put it in as Woren, I guess.
Boring? Oh.
Yeah, boring. Woren. B-O-R-E-N.
Boring.
Yeah, please actually do that. That'd be hilarious. And make sure it's Geovarius on the cover.
I don't know if I can. I don't know if I've got a different cover now that's going to show up. Because remember, it just goes by cover.
Yep. I love that it's just silent right after that.
No, I know. Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to figure this out real quick. On air.
Craig, hold
fixing.
on. Craig, you may have a popsicle. I'm totally fine with that. You can. You know what? Treat yourself, buddy.
That's why you're the best dad.
I try to be. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, you know what? Just trash the house. It's fine. Just leave me alone.
Right. All right.
Let me live in my little world.
All right, so here is, I just checked in. It does show up with that old Geovarius cover that used to accidentally show up. So
Yes.
this one's for you, buddy. All right, everybody.
buddy.
So world premiere time of
Woren.
Boren's new song, Crunch. And
The
then,
most boring trash.
hey, this is going to be our sign-off as well, because we're way over time and everything. So I want to thank everybody for
okay.
coming to the show. And
Yeah.
Dom, it's been an absolute pleasure. I love these shows with you, and I'm glad that we're still doing this together and everything.
Yeah, me too, man. Like we'll keep doing this forever as long as we can. You know,
Right, as long as we're able to. And thanks to everyone
Yeah,
in the
and
chat that came out as well.
Yeah, and then just remember, I love all of you guys, and be kind to each other, and try to be, happy, live life. You know, we only do it once.
Like I was saying earlier, it's free to be kind and nice to others, and it's one of the best things you can do to help people in their day and everything. Just
laugh, man. Have a good time with things, because honestly, it's like you never know.
Yep.
Things you don't know how things are going to end, so you might as well just enjoy it while you can.
Right. All right, so this is the premiere of Boren Crunch, followed by 2 more songs. And then after this block, we're going to stop, and we'll see everyone next week. I hope everyone has a great day. Later, everyone.
Yeah, man. Love you, dude. Later.